I just got back from a midnight flight. I slept for like 8 hours, woke up at 5 p.m. and am currently sitting on the floor eating a falafel pita, jet-lagged with tears rolling down my face. Today's been a weird day. For those of you who don't know me, I am Alessia Maria. I'm the creator of Eunoia of the Soul. And my life has been one big, long adventure. And about a year ago, I decided I was going to start sharing it. I've been doing so on Instagram and on my website. I have a blog. And I've been trying to figure out what the best way of doing that is. And recently I've noticed that a big part of people sharing their lives comes with sharing the good parts and not the bad parts. And I don't like that. I deal with a lot of comparison, especially on social media. So now that I'm trying to share my story on social media, a lot more comparison is coming with it. And I'm not liking that at all. I think the big part about being on social media, especially if you are trying to have a big following or you do have a big following, is being responsible on there and recognizing that, you're not perfect, recognizing that you have flaws too. I know I have a lot of flaws and I always will. And I want to share them, even though it's one of the most hard things to do. It's not fun. It's embarrassing sometimes and it's painful. Because with those kind of moments, I'd rather just curl up in a little ball in my bed and cry. But instead, I'm here talking to a phone, and maybe something will come out of it and maybe something won't. Anyways, let's go back to earlier in my day. So I was in Arizona visiting my mom. She's working in Arizona right now, and I have spring break from college. So I decided to go visit her. I was with my grandparents. And our flight wasn't until midnight. So I got back at about, by the time I got my bags checked and got back to my college and everything like that, I think I finally fell asleep around like 8 a.m., which is usually the time that I get up. I'm someone who needs like 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night. So that was great. I already knew that I was not going to be doing too great, right? And then I fell asleep. I think slept until about 5 p.m. and went to my cafeteria. Cafeteria was closed at spring break. I didn't get any food. I'm also vegetarian, which makes it so much harder to find food. So I finally had to go to a restaurant, pick up food to go, and then I got a text from one of my family members who I'm not super close to. Well, yes, close. It's a long story, one that I'm not comfortable sharing yet. But I got a text message from my family members that brought up a lot of past issues, a lot of pain for me from the past that I had thought that I healed from, and apparently I hadn't. The point of this is not. It's not to be like, hey, here's my life, feel sorry for me. Because honestly, the fact that I'm sharing this feels so weird to me because I don't think I've ever really shared this in depth about myself. Well, okay, that's not true. But it's uncomfortable. But for some reason, I'm feeling like this is important to share the bad moments. You hear about the good moments or the moments that people get through things, but you don't hear about the bad moments while they're in it. And all of us have the bad moments. All of us feel the bad moments. So why don't we share them? It's important to normalize the fact that we are not perfect and nothing's perfect and we have bad days. And today, that's one of my bad days. It's a very bad day. And I guess I'm owning up to it. It's been a long day. It's been a really long day. But I think what I'm learning from it is that, sometimes you think you're healed and you're not, and that's okay. Healing isn't a linear process. It's up and down and up and down. And sometimes it feels like you're taking 2 steps back and 1 step forward, and sometimes it just feels like you're taking 20 steps back and no steps forward. And I don't want to say it's okay, because it's not. It's not fun, and I don't think it's a good thing. It's not okay. But it's normal. And that's something that I always try to remind myself in these bad moments, is that it's normal. Everyone goes through it. Being not okay is okay. Everyone's there at some point or another, but that doesn't mean that it's a life sentence. You can get past it. Even the things that seem like right now you can't get past it, I promise you that you can do it. And that's what I'm determined to share. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm sharing this brain dump of mine that might make sense and it might not. And as much as I don't want to post it, because I think it's just me rambling and probably doesn't make sense, I think these are the moments that are important, and these are the ones that can really change lives, because I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not trying to have a set script to read off of to do this. I'm not planning ahead to make a podcast. I'm just randomly posting this. I'm an overthinker. I'm always overthinking things, and I'm not going to overthink this one. This is my reality, pure, raw, and it can suck sometimes, but it can also be really amazing. And I think that's what I want this to be, is I want this to just be my random thoughts. And if people enjoy it, great. I'd love to have you follow along. And if you don't, if it's not your cup of tea, then that's great too. I'm here to share my thoughts. I'm here to share my story, and I'm just here to share my life. The raw, messy moments